Hey, hey, hey! Did you see that? We are now up to season 7, episode 5 and 6. That's what I'm reviewing today of the haves and the have-nots. So let's jump right in because we got less than 24 hours for, well, less than 48 hours for the new season to start. So in season 7, episode 5 and 6, Catherine and Wyatt are in jail, and he's saying how he hates his father and everything, you know, and they planning and when we gonna plan the funeral so I could piss on his grave and all kind of nonsense. You know, Wyatt was just acting stupid, just being a mean and nasty little idiot. And Catherine is saying how she, you know, she's upset. She's like, that's your father, how could you kill your father? And then she's like, you know, she's crying because he's saying, you know, not so much tears, but oh my God, my husband's dead. This boy killed his father. It's crazy. And then he was like, she said, what you don't understand is that your mother's a powerful woman. And he said, you don't look so powerful in here. And she tells him the thing about power is those who have it don't always look like they do. Tell him, Catherine. Tell him. Speak the truth. And so then it goes to the hospital, and David finds out from the doctor that Jim is going to be okay. It was touch and go for a while, and Celine is right there, and she hears the whole thing, what happened. And then they go to Benny and the kidnapper, and they're like, Hannah wanted to speak with Benny, but they wouldn't let her, and they said they wanted the money by 10 o'clock. And Mitch is, you know, at the house as well, and he hears all of this, what's going on. They try to explain to Hannah how the street is all, but Hannah doesn't understand the streets. So Mitch is defending Candace, letting her know Candace is telling the truth. And then Jeffrey sees Celine at the hospital, and Celine says hi to him and stuff, and she told him he was always a nice person to her, and he's like, thank you. And then David David tells him not to speak to anyone because Jeffrey goes back to the house. He goes back to the house, and he said don't speak to anybody because, you know, Jeffrey wants to tell his mother and get his mother in trouble, but he don't understand. David keep trying to tell him your mother's very clever. You have to be, you know, careful how you do this. You got to, you know, whatever. So then what else? David sees Justin, because Justin comes back to the hospital, and David sees Justin watching Jeffrey and Madison leaving together, and he tells them, you know, you better stop, and you think my wife did something, I'll do worse or something like that. And Justin's like, yeah, you're right, I'm not scared of you, y'all can't hurt me no more, you know, yeah, your family's so full of threats. And I'm sitting there going, this little wussy need to stop. He need to stop, because he was about pissing in his bed when Veronica came at him when she had on that hot leather suit that time. He about pissing in the bed, please, stop. Now that he got out, now he like, oh, he tough guy again. He's a creep. He's a real creep. And then what else? So the Justin follows them leaving, and the nurse tries to stop him, but he goes, and we don't see him anymore after that. And then let's see, Charles and Landon talk, and Landon makes Candace look sympathetic in a news article, and you know, Charles is happy about that, but he's mad at the other guy. I forgot the other guy's name, and the other guy told him to distance himself from her and make her seem like she's, you know, street trash. And so he thanked Landon for doing that, and Landon got back in the president-elect's good graces. You know, he got back in his good graces. Celine and David are in the hospital, and she walks away, and she's trying to talk to the doctor, saying she wants to see Jim, but the doctor's like, don't you work here? And he's telling her, you know, be careful. And David was telling her she could lose her job, but then the doctor said, if you work here, you have to go through your supervisor to see a patient. And then when she walks away, the doctor says, you want me to write her up? I could write her up. And David go, more like get her fired. She's Jim's pain. She's like a pain in a bleep for Jim. I said, what? Jim stopped paying child support, but she's the pain in the butt, but he having all them babies with her. You know, it don't make no sense. See how the men stick together, I tell y'all. What else? Jim and David talk. They talk, and talk about Wyatt and Catherine and Kyle the attorney, you know, about his meeting with them. And Jim learns that Catherine's in jail, and he's like, you got to get her out. She's not used to this. You got to get her out of it, you know. So he said he would talk to the attorney. But the attorney general is the other one that Jim was trying to get David to talk to. And what else? The DA shows up to Veronica's house. This is episode 5. He shows up to Veronica's house, and he tries to get her to roll over on Catherine. And she's like, nah, I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it. You think you slick. And then she told him he ain't even good at being a DA. And then she told him being around him make her want some fried rice. And he like, you're a racist biatch. You know? Yeah, racist. No, me, he said a racist ass. But she was like, I don't care. He said, how would you feel if I said, how about some fried chicken and watermelon? She said, shit, I love it. She said, I love that stuff. You know, I just don't want it in my damn house. But she said, you need to try it with some waffles. Veronica is funny. I like Veronica. Oh Lord. So then President-elect Charles talks to that gentleman, that Senator West, about Candace, and you know, the nice story, and he still thinks that Charles should stay away from her, but Charles is like, she makes me feel like I never felt before. And he's telling him, the senator is telling him why. He said, I've known you since you was a child. I know what it is about her that attracts you and stuff like that, you know. So they had a little heart to heart. And then they go back to the hospital, and Mitch gets Hannah and Candace in the room. He throws around his name again, the Malone name, and then the security guard that's placed outside of Jim's room lets them in. So he lets them in, and that's what happens. So it was really cool, you know. So, and then for season 6, what happened next? Season 6, Hannah and Candace are in there, in Jim's room, and Candace is like playing hard, like she don't care, you know, she ain't scared of him. And Jim is like, I'm gonna call him now, have them kill your brother, and blah blah blah. And he makes Hannah call him Mr. Jim. And Candace is telling her mother, stop begging. She's like, please, baby, please don't hurt my son. Please don't. You know, even me, I'm a mother, but even all that damn begging got on my damn nerve. Just all that begging got on my nerves. She was begging. And it was like, yes, massa, no massa. She might as well said that. That's why he told her to say Mr. Jim. And she did it. And when Candace left out the room because she was pissed, and you better not hurt my brother, she walked out. And that's when Mitch told her that his family traced the license plate, and they think they know where Benny is, and they gonna find him and go get him. So they left. And Hannah stayed in there with Jim as Jim taunted her and teased her and said, say something. Roll your neck. He said, roll your neck. He said, say something smart. Oh, pray to God. But, you know, he was all, Woo, I tell you, I don't know about y'all, but put it down in the comment section. Tell me what you were taking all that mess. Tell me what you had put up with all of that Jim was doing. I felt so bad for Hannah. I mean, Jim was he just was, like I said, he might as well have been a slave master. So, I don't know how much y'all could take, but I know I couldn't have taken that much. Ooh, Barbie J could not take that much. No, she couldn't. Then they go to, let's see, oh, they gave him 2 hours. Jim gave him 2 hours to get that money to him. And then Marty shows up at the prison to see Catherine. And Wyatt's like, Marty, you here to see me? And he's like, no, I'm here to see your mother. And then they go in the room and talk. And he tells her that she learns that Jim is okay and stuff. And she's like, I don't know whether to laugh or cry. But anyway, then he told her she had a problem because Jennifer Sanders, the past DA family, is suing. It's going to sue her estate or something like that. So he's telling Catherine that she's going to have to move her money. Is there anybody she trusts to keep it and stuff? And she said all her assets. They was like, all your assets got to be moved. I would have been scared, because there ain't nobody I trust like that. Ain't a damn person that I trust that much to give them all my money, assets to hide. So she said, of course, Hannah. We all knew that. You knew it was gonna be Hannah. Ooh, hallelujah. So he's like, your maid. She kept saying my friend. He said your maid. She said my friend. And so he's going to call Hannah and try to get that worked out. Then they show Hannah in the hospital in the waiting area, and keep calling Candace and keep calling Candace, and Candace is at the bar with Mitch, you know, at their Malone dive or whatever. And he said, my family's gonna get him, and Candace is like, no, it's taking too long. And he said, just give them 15 more minutes. And Candace is like, look, that's my brother, Mitch, that's my brother, I can't. And Mitch is trying to tell her, my family is going to get them, just relax, my family is going to get them. She's like, I need to go to the bank. My mother keeps calling. She's going to call the police. And, you know, and they show Hannah calling her again and leaving a message. I'm going to call the police. And then, thank God, something in Candace's spirit had her call her mother back. And her mother, she said, Mommy, she lied and told her she was at the bank. And she was waiting to see the bank officer just to try to relax her mother. Not that she wanted to lie, but she's trying to relax her. You know, and Mitch was like, my family gonna get it, give them 15 minutes. So then, Candace, what happens? It's 10 o'clock, and she goes, Candace is like, it's almost 10 o'clock, we gotta do something. Next thing you know, D.A. George come by. Oh, no, Mitch called. Oh, the kidnappers call. And they, and Candace answers, and they talking to her, and Benny is telling her that he don't know if he gonna kill him or not. He don't know what's going on, and Candace is like, I'm getting it. I'm coming. I'm gonna get the money. I'm gonna come and get you. You know, she letting them know, trying to make him feel okay, but she is like pissed. You know, Hannah is pissed. I mean, not Hannah. I'm sorry, Candace is pissed. So, when the DA talks to DA George comes in and he talks to Wyatt, and Wyatt thinking he got him. He's so stupid and dense. He thinks he had immunity for anything he does. Who has that power? Oh well, we know who thinks they have that power. But he thought he had the immunity. They said that was just for the little girl. That wasn't for that. But see, they keep forgetting about the guy, the gangster the Malone that he stabbed. They should have him for that too. He stabbed that Malone. But I guess the Malones didn't press charge or whatever. But they got him now for the trying to attempted murder of his mother and his father. And he's like, what? He don't believe it. And it's like, he's like, you're an idiot. You know, he's like, you don't understand anything. And I was like, George, the DA should know that. He should see that Wyatt is a druggie. How would you even think you could do that? Ugh. It was crazy. So, what else? Veronica shows up at David's house, and David's trying to tell the security to get rid of her. She's like, I'm not on your property. He's like, sir, she's not on your property. He's like, well, what good are you then? You know, he's like, she's not on your property. She's in the public street, you know, and she got a bullhorn and she yelling stuff and everything. And she sees, what is it? Jeffrey comes out to get his father to tell him to stop arguing with her, and then she said, "Hey girlfriend." She got a bullhorn. Hey, how you, girl? She kills me. When she called him that girl, I was like, oh my God. The way she do it, Monica be playing her part. You tell me down in the comment section. You tell me Monica don't be playing her part. Go back and watch. She does her part. Oh my gosh, she's so good at it too. And then she see Madison up in the window, and she said, all that muscle for nothing. It's a waste. She said, how much they paying you to stay up there, girlfriend? You know, how much they paying you? She just went in on him too, with the bullhorn, of course. And then it was just like, she wouldn't stop. And that's when David went upstairs and went in his file cabinet and pulled out these files that he said he gonna use. And Jeffrey's like, Daddy, what you gonna do? What you doing, Dad? What you doing? And he said, don't worry about it. I got this. And so he went down there and he told Monica, he showed her the file. She said, so I got files on you too. And he showed her the file, and he told her, you know, I'm gonna call the DA. And she's like, call him. And he called the DA and said, I have some information for you. And then he hung up from him, and he wanted to meet him. And then he hung up from him and called Marty, which is Catherine Cry's attorney. And he said he wanted to speak to Catherine. You know, maybe we could work out some kind of deal or something like that. So he gonna try to get Catherine, I guess, to roll over on Veronica. But see, Veronica didn't roll over on Catherine, but Catherine don't know that right now. And then David does speak to the Attorney General, Kyle, about Jim's arrangement, and Kyle act like he don't know what he's talking about. Kyle is like, I don't know what you're talking about. And he got that guy Scott sitting in there too. And they talking about how they gonna get back at Candace. They said, well, it's done now. But he said, no, did you see today's newspaper? They got her looking all sympathetic now. So the Attorney General is still pissed. I understand, Kyle. He's for $1,800. She got him. She didn't even get him for $2,000. And he just so pissed. He holding a grudge. It's probably because she's a black woman. I don't know. All I know is that he's going through a whole lot. Well, I guess it's killing two birds with one stone to make the new incoming president look bad, you know, and get back at the woman whore, as they call it, who got him for his money. But see how these men, they cheating on their wives. He got busted because he was cheating on his wife. She knew that he was married. She said she could see the tan line on his ring finger and all that stuff back in who knows what season or episode. And then Scott was caught cheating on his wife in Detroit. So they ain't worth 2 cents cheating on people, and they looking for these hoes, as they call them, whores, hoes, whatever. They looking for them to get their rocks off, and ain't nothing wrong with that. But the women who give them the rocks and get off, they got the name. Hello, how does that go? How does that go? Let me do my black girl neck roll. How does that go with these men? I don't get it. Back at the house, David's house, not David's house. I'm sorry, I'm like messing up my notes. Ooh, it's too early for me. So at the bar, when they're in the bar, Candace sees the newspaper article that was written about her, and she don't want to read it, but Mitch tells her it's good, it's all good, you know, and whatever. She's like, whatever, I'm worried about my brother. That's all I care about right now is my brother, and I'm proud of her for that. You know, she got to stay focused. She up here trying to do the right thing and get him back. She loved that boy. She loved her brother. She loved him. Okay, so I think that's it. And then they show Hannah in the hospital. They showed Hannah in the hospital, and it's 10 o'clock, and she runs into the room to talk to Jim. But before she gets there, Jim calls the bank to talk to Lloyd to find out what's going on with his money. And Lloyd said he don't see no dollars in his bank. And he's like, what? You don't hear it? He said it's 10 o'clock, right? And that's when Hannah walks in. And he's, oh, Hannah, Miss Hannah, I was just about to call you. And he let her know that he gonna call them and have Benny shot. And he called, and he made the phone call, and he said, shoot him. He said, shoot him. And you hear, pow. And she's like, no, not my son. And then it cuts off. But then the scenes from next week show her jumping on the hospital bed, busting Jim in the face. So I can't wait till next episode. That's episode 7. All right, so this is your girl Barbie J, about to sign out, but leave me some information in the comment section. If you like my reviews, give me the thumbs up and stuff. If you want to follow my channel, because I'm gonna be doing these reviews every week when the season starts tomorrow. The new season starts, so you can subscribe to my channel and follow up with me. But ooh, it's gonna be good. Barbie J is signing out. Peace.